From his rather questionable orange skin and silver hair combo, to the worrying 10-year age gap between him and Margot Robbie. Not everyone is happy with Ryan Gosling playing Ken. That's right, not everyone's on board with the casting of the new Barbie movie. I mean, sure, the movie's aesthetics seem great for now, but there's just something that seems so out of place when Gosling and Robbie share the same frame. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, I bet you've already come across Ryan Gosling's first look as Ken at least 100 times. And while a lot of people have some really positive things to say, some think that it's outright terrifying.
It officially broke the internet.
Well, you know, the internet's been trying to break me for years.
Yeah,
so it gave me no other choice.
A Twitter user went as far as saying, Ryan Gosling as Ken is actually terrifying. Why is he in that movie? But why is the internet going crazy over this? After all, Ryan's pretty much Hollywood's evergreen heartthrob, so why the sudden backlash? Well, the main reason why people have an issue with the actor is because of his age. That's right, they think that he's a bit too old to play the role. And by old, I mean very old. Some people even called him Grandpa Ken. Yikes, that must have hurt. But is Ryan really that old? I guess the internet is pretty divided on that. You see, Ryan's 42 years old, and as for Ken, well, the character is supposed to be in his 20s. Of course, he's a bit older than Barbie, but not Ryan Gosling old. His co-star and the lead in the film, Margot Robbie, is 32 years old, so this makes the gap between them 10 years. This is the main problem people have with the casting for the film. People did not take kindly to this huge age gap between the two leads. And can you guess what the actual age gap between Barbie and Ken is supposed to be? 2 years and 2 months. Okay, I guess I see what the people are trying to say here. Oh, and here's the thing. Age is not the only problem. People also seem to believe that Ryan Gosling's Ken is just not hot enough. I am sorry to all the Ryan Gosling fans out there, but this is the popular opinion right now. Okay, I know what some of you might be thinking. Ryan Gosling starred in the classic rom-com Crazy Stupid Love. And well, that's a good enough point, but here's the thing. That film was shot in 2011, and our man was 29 years old then. Since then, his appearance has definitely changed. This is why people think he should have let a younger actor play the role. Barbie fans have pointed out the actor's wrinkles and aged skin. They're saying that he might have looked really good in just about any other role. But Ken? Oh no, Ken's supposed to be wrinkle-free. After all, the doll has nothing to worry about. Now, you've probably heard about how ageism plagues Hollywood. Could this be another example of that? Well, we'll be getting into it in just a bit. But first, I think you should really hear what people have to say about his appearance in the film. So, we all know Barbie to be this fashionista, the it girl who has a fabulous wardrobe. So why would she ever go out with someone who looks like an orange? Well, that's another one of people's concerns about the film. And if you've seen the trailer, you probably saw Ken's unnatural tan. There's no way you missed that. Fans think that they should have toned it down a bit and maybe used another color to dye the poor guy's hair, because according to the comments on the internet, they don't look blonde at all. It's a weird cross between gray and silver, which is the furthest thing from Ken's actual hair. Now, the jury is still out on whether Ken fits perfectly into the role or not, but here's something that you should know. The first look of Ryan Gosling as Ken that we got was him dressed as the Earring Magic Ken. This figure was released back in 1993, and honestly though, if you take a good look at it, it doesn't look that different from the Ken we saw in the trailer. Now, coming to the whole ageism debate, here's the thing. The whole vibe of Barbie is somewhat retro, so I'm guessing that the casting director went with actors who starred in quite a lot of rom-coms in the 2010s. This just makes the whole thing even more special, but it's clear that it did not sit well with everyone. People commented on how Ken was supposed to be a man in his prime. Now, this is an understandable grievance, but hey, does it really matter? After all, Ryan Gosling is a pretty amazing actor, so we know that he's bringing a lot to this table. Now, here's where things get a little ageist. People started commenting on how Margot Robbie wasn't right for the role either. Yeah, most of the people who don't like Ryan's Ken also have a problem with Margot's Barbie. That just doesn't seem right. Margot Robbie filled the role as if she was born to do that, so this just makes the criticism against Ryan a little bit iffy. Despite all the noise, there are a lot of people who still think that the actor is the perfect fit for the role. If you've seen The Notebook or even La La Land, I bet you're still mesmerized by Ryan Gosling and his charms. And well, as it turns out, this was also the case with quite a lot of fans who believed that the actor could do no wrong. Some took to Twitter saying that he would bring a good comedic spirit to the role. Others even called him a living doll, saying that he was too handsome and too flawless. Hands up if you agree with this group. Oh, and that's not all. Even Ryan's diehard fans had some problems with his look. According to them, the man's naturally handsome, so they really didn't have to throw all that orange at him to make things work. Oh well, I guess that's a common problem. But here's something interesting. Ken himself has weighed in on the matter. That's right, Ryan Gosling couldn't sit with his lips sealed for long, and he just had to fire back at the haters. During his appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, the actor said that everyone against him playing Ken didn't care about the doll at all. He said some people were kind of clutching their pearls about Ken, and that it made it look like all they cared about was Ken.
I was surprised how, some people were kind of clutching their pearls about my Ken, as though they ever thought about Ken for a second before this.
Yeah, you feel like he's underappreciated character, Ken.
They never played with Ken.
Maybe even more than Barbie, but to be very honest, these people didn't care about the doll. They didn't even play with them. To them, Ken was an accessory, and not even a good one.
Nobody plays with Ken, man.
You don't really play with Ken.
Did you play with Ken? Exactly. And yet...
he stayed in the toy box.
He's an accessory, and not even one of the cool ones.
So now it really doesn't make sense that people are getting all frustrated at this casting choice. And hey, the man's got a point, don't you think? Of course, Ryan didn't accept this role because he himself was a huge Ken fan. Oh no, he felt that even this beautiful underrated plastic hunk deserved representation. So I guess you could say that he took this role out of pity.
I walk out in the backyard, and do you know where I found Ken, Jimmy? Face down in the mud next to a squish lemon. Ken's got no money, he's got no job, he's got no car, he's got no house.
In the beginning, when he was first offered the role, Ryan took some time to think things over. The fact that the script was amazing also helped his decision. But most importantly to Ryan, Ken had a story to tell.
You got a call from Greta Gerwig, or an email.
Right.
And she offered you the role of Ken.
Yes.
And you went out in your backyard, and you want to think about it for a second. You go in the backyard.
Best script I've ever read.
And well, from the looks of it, the actor is gonna help him do that. Doesn't that sound fun?
A photo of it, and this is a sign. This is a sign that you got to do this movie.
I texted it to Greta, and I said, "I shall be your Ken." For his story must be told.
With that being said, it's a wrap on fans hating Ken's casting in the upcoming Barbie movie. Now, if you enjoyed today's content, please let us know in the comment section what your thoughts are on Ryan Gosling as Ken and our sweet Margot Robbie as Barbie. And if you don't like the casting like all the other people out there, let us know your choice for the American Doll duo that you would like to see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.